let's move on to the mouth. Most singers that I've listened to in my coaching career seem to push their voices. Sometimes this is intentional, and sometimes it can't be helped. I find that it's usually the latter. Yet again, incorrect breathing causes this. And what I find is there is no lock. And so therefore, the air just rushes out and hits the vocal cords, forcing them apart. Sometimes this can lead to developing a sore throat or getting very, very, very hoarse. So what we need to do is to pull our voices like this. Oh! Can you hear that? Let me do it again for you. Oh! That was slightly exaggerated that time, just so you can hear it. Don't forget that when we sing, we always sing out the vowel sounds in the lyrics and not so much the consonants. So it's very important that we understand how these vowel sounds are flowing in the mouth. So we need to know the geography of the mouth, and they call this the rooting system. Now, there are many different routes and pathways that we can pull the air along, and different vowel sounds have their own way of flowing within the mouth. We have two types of vowel sounds. We have lip vowels and tongue vowels, with the safest vowel sound being O, the way the Nigerians pronounce it. Let me do it again for you. Oh! Did you hear that? I was pulling the sound. I was pulling the sound along my mouth. I can pull it even further back into my body. Let me give you a proper example of using pulling when singing. Why do you leave me standing here alone when you've taken something not your own? That's my heart. Did you hear that? I was pulling the sound. Let me give you two examples. The first one will be pushing and the second one will be pulling. I'll use the same vowel sound so you can hear the difference. Here we go. Number one, pushing. Oh, oh. Now, number two, pulling. Oh, oh. Can you hear that? Can you hear the way it was pulled back along the mouth as opposed to being pushed? This is what I mean. Hi, we're back, and now we're in the exercise zone. The exercises that we're going to do will correspond with the areas that we covered previously on the discussion on this DVD. So, we're in a new area, the area of the mouth, the orifice. Okay. There's not many exercises I'm going to show you here now because I do believe at this stage breathing is the most important. But you need to know a bit of geography about the mouth. Now, we need to know how certain vowels flow. You've heard of the word on. Now, this vowel flows backwards. Let me turn to the side to show you. It flows backwards into the mouth. So, on, on. Yes? Now we have another sound, another word, sorry, and this word is we. 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 And then we have the last word, mid. Mid. On flows back into the throat. This is not a safe place. We goes out and forward. You can't control it if it's gone. It's like shutting the stable door when the horse has bolted. But mid stays in the mouth, and this is the safest place in the mouth to sing. If you say mid and then go oh, middle, middle, or oh, mid, you'll see that the O only goes a little way back from the I in the word mid. This is a safe place to do the bulk of your singing. Okay? So, practice that. Oh! And practice rooting it. If you have a song to sing, sing it with oh Like, oh, oh, oh. Can you hear that? Everything was being pulled in a very safe way, not into the on position, oh, into the throat, but into the oe, the mid position. Oh, 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 oh. We have greater control. So, let's do some practicing with that O. Here's a nice exercise for you. Maybe you want to see me doing it from the side so you can see the jaw dropping as I'm climbing. So if you noticed, I was applying the lock on that sound as I went higher, because the higher you go in your natural voice is the less air you should use. So we push down on the diaphragm to control the airflow so we don't misfire the vocal folds. Yes? Another safe vowel is A, not A or A, but A. And that's another good vowel sound that we can use on the same exercise. I'll show you again, but with A this time. Did you hear that? I'll do it once more for you. You see my stomach going down as the exercise is being finished. A good thing that I tell a lot of my students to do is when you're doing these slurs and you get to the top point, sing. So for instance, why do you leave me standing here alone when you've taken something not your own? So always switch your camera on, your inner camera, so you can film and feel and notice and remember, more importantly, all the pathways. Not only that, you'll feel the tension in your diaphragm as you're climbing up when you're doing this exercise, and you should make a note of all this. So basically, I can go straight back to, why do you leave me standing here alone? Because I've remembered it, and I know exactly the position and the state that I was in.